Wildfires are becoming more frequent and more dangerous. With rising temperatures and prolonged dry spells, communities like yours are facing growing threats. This year, the risk is higher than ever. In response, your city leaders are taking action, and they've called on you to help. Welcome to the Avista Fire Resilience Challenge. Your mission? As community members representing a variety of interests, all working together to prepare for and respond to the danger of wildfire, you will evaluate and invest in strategies that reduce fire risk and increase your community's resilience. For some players, these challenges may feel personal. If your community has been affected by wildfires, the game includes trauma-informed components to help guide conversations and provide space for reflection. The game begins as players divide into 3 resilience teams, or 6 if you have the extension kit. Each team represents a community with similar geography and characteristics. Each team receives a scoreboard, which shows a neighborhood rebuilding after a fire. Each point earned is marked by placing a building block or home onto the scoreboard to rebuild and recover. Each participant will take on a unique perspective by drawing a role card, representing a community member with their own unique priorities, concerns, and goals.
I'm a teacher. I teach middle school. I teach social studies and math. I
manage the water distribution in the region.
Next, each resilience team will receive a set of resilience strategy cards and an investment strategy sheet. Each team starts with a budget of 30 credits. They'll use these credits to invest in strategies that help the community prepare for a wildfire. Teams should work collaboratively, balancing the needs and interests of each community member. For example, a water commissioner and a mental health counselor might have different priorities that impact what they might choose to put their limited investments into. Investments can be marked on the investment sheet using dry erase pens. If a team decides not to spend all their credits, that's okay. Unused credits can be saved for the next round. Facilitators can also choose to project a large game board in the front of the room where players can mark their investments using colored Post-its. Then, a wildfire strikes. The first round explores impacts 4 weeks after a wildfire occurs. As a class, use the dice to reveal wildfire-related impacts, things like damaged infrastructure, displaced residents, or mental health outcomes. Determine which impacts your team successfully mitigated through investments in resilience strategies. Your team's investments will determine how well your community weathers each impact. If your team invested in a strategy that helped mitigate an impact, you earn a building block toward your community's recovery. One mitigated outcome equals 1 block added to your scoreboard, no matter how many strategies covered it. For example, if you've invested in 2 resilience measures that affect the same impact, you still only get 1 block to add to your scoreboard. Roll 6 to 8 impacts, depending on the time you have available. After all impacts are revealed, the group will gather for a discussion using the provided discussion questions at the end of each round. There is also an opportunity for students to fill in their investments and impacts on the student worksheet. The game continues through 3 rounds, each one representing a new stage of wildfire-related impacts and recovery. 4 weeks, 6 months, then 2 years after the fire. At the beginning of round 2, teams have an opportunity to invest in new strategies as the focus shifts from mitigation to recovery. Here, players will no longer be able to invest in the resilience strategies, though their initial investments may still play a part in the recovery. Players will roll 6 to 8 impacts and determine how their investments paid off. The round 2 impacts represent recovery effort 6 months after a wildfire. During round 3, participants do not invest in any additional strategies. This round's impact card represents the continued challenges and efforts associated with wildfire recovery. The game can end after any round. When it does, the team with the most building blocks or the strongest rebuilt community wins. Wrap up with the final discussion questions and celebrate the efforts of each team to protect and rebuild their community after a wildfire. Now that you have played the Avista Fire Resilience Challenge, you have a better understanding of what it takes to prepare for, respond to, and recover from a wildfire affecting your community. A community's ability to bounce forward after disaster is more than just strategy. It's about empathy, collaboration, and planning for a more resilient future. Are you ready to take on the challenge?